that you have a strap handy, and then we'll definitely use a pillow or bolster actually pretty quickly. So make sure you have those two things. Nina, you have a bolster, yeah? Oh, I just muted you. You can't answer that. Pillow or bolster, it's fine. Okay, let's take a comfortable seat. And just for a moment, move your sitting bones and take that time to feel that connection that you have with whatever you're sitting on. And then lift your shoulders up and back, lengthening through your sides. Let your eyes close. As you take a couple deep breaths, start to let yourself be present here in this space, in this place. Taking these first few moments to tune into what's present and the general feeling inside. And with hands connecting at heart center, gently press palms and lift your shoulders up and back, lengthening the back of your neck. And then as you exhale, bow toward your heart, letting the back of your neck get long. And softly opening your eyes, release your hands down. And gently roll your shoulders back a few times as you begin to lift your gaze. And start a few movements, ear to shoulder, giving yourself that information about whatever's showing up through tops of shoulders, through your neck. And as you come back into center now, take hands out in front of you, right on the floor. We're going to come to our strap in just a moment, but press fingertips down and expand into your back body, rounding through your upper back, your chin tucks in toward your chest. And then add a few movements here. Side to side through shoulders, lengthening your back body, lengthening from low back to upper back, lengthening through lats. Then inhale, gently rise back up and take fingertips just behind you and press down. And as you push down, lift up and open through your heart space, feel your shoulder blades engage. Keep your chin a little bit tucked in, and then add a little bit of movement here. Ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. And a little nod of your head. And shake of your head. And then gently rise all the way back up and take a hold of your strap or whatever you're using for a strap. And take hands palms down right on your lap with your strap in your hands. You're taking your hands out just a tiny bit wider than shoulders and pull out on the strap. Plug in with shoulder blades. And then inhale, lift your arms up overhead, and exhale, lower your arms back down. And as you take this movement with your strap, inhaling to lift up and exhale to release back down, just take it slow with your own breath at your own pace. And take that time to notice where it is that your shoulder blades might try to come off of your back, and only go the distance where your shoulder blades can stay engaged. Take two more here. Full inhale, full exhale. Now this time, inhale, lift your arms up to wherever that is for you. And that might be more in front rather than all the way up overhead. So listen to your shoulders. Plug in with shoulder blades and lift through arms. Lengthen. And as you do that, start a little side to side sway. And as you sway side to side, you're thinking of keeping the top shoulder, top arm opening as opposed to turning down. Now, the next time you sway over to the left side, stay there, engage your low belly, and keep your right shoulder opening up. Plug in with your right shoulder blade, and now turn your head down, and then turn your head up. So you're taking a little bit of a sideways nod, or maybe it's a sideways shake of the head here, however you choose to look at it. Inhale back up to center, and exhale, take that sideways movement to the right. Left shoulder is opening up, shoulder blade is engaged. Engage your low belly. And then take that movement with your head. Turn down and turn up a few times. Then inhale back up to center and release your arms down. Release the strap. Move your shoulders a couple rolls back. And then switch the cross of your legs, coming to the less comfortable cross for yourself. Shift your sitting bones. And now we're going to bring the strap behind our back, palms face back, and about the same distance away with your hands. So a little wider than shoulders. Pull out with your hands. Lift your shoulders up and back, shoulder blades engage. From this place, keep your head lifted, your shoulder blades engaging. Inhale, lift your arms up away from your back, and exhale, release them back down. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, release. Take a few more at your own pace with your own breath. And again, stay lifted up with your shoulders, lifted up with your head and your neck. Two more. Then release the strap, set it aside, we'll come back to it later. And then give your shoulders a couple more rolls back. And rolls forward. And now lift your shoulders up and back and take that gentle twist that we know and love over to the left side. From here, you can have your right hand coming all the way across to your left knee or thigh if you want, or maybe a little more gentle with it at your shin. Press down with your fingertips behind you and lift up through your sides. Take an exhale and draw your low ribs in to help you twist a little bit more. Inhale, come back into center. And exhale, take that twist over to the right side. Long spine, take a big inhale. Exhale, low ribs draw in to help you twist. And take a couple more deep breaths, finding more length on the inhale. Maybe a little added twist on the exhale. Inhale, come back into center. And now with your fingertips coming to the floor again, press back with your spine into your cat-like pose, your chin tucks in, and then add that movement again through your shoulders. Then inhale, extend your heart forward and work all the way back up to your seat. And now you're going to find your bolster. And as you find your bolster, we're going to lay over our bolster. We often do this at the end of our practice, but we're going to do a little bit of shoulder movement over it. So bolster to lay on, and you can set your hips on the ground so that it's a little bit away from you, or you can set the bolster right up against your low back, whichever feels the best. But start to rest over your bolster. And your footprints are on the ground. You can even drop your knees in together to touch here if you would like. And now arms out to a cactus. So elbows are no longer on the ground here, or arms are no longer on the ground. And now you're going to do a little bit of movement with your arms. Elbows stay bent like you are, I'm trying to think of how to describe it, Like you're gonna reach your fingertips up above your head to touch, and then elbows by your sides. Fingertips up above to touch, and elbows by your sides. And you can move pretty quickly here because the movement here is helping to work through some of that stuck stuff through our pecs. Your fingers can actually touch above your head if you want, or they don't have to. Just that bent elbow motion. As you take a couple more here, finding that movement, just notice any places through your heart space, through the front of your heart to the back of your heart that might feel tense. And now go ahead and wrap your arms around yourself, give yourself a hug. Take a big deep breath here, fill up that space in between your shoulder blades. And then wrap your arms the other way and take a deep breath. And now this time, again to that cactus place, we're going to take some eagle arms. So wrap left elbow over your right, and you might reach around to take a hold of your palm, or you might come back to that hugging place. But lift your elbows to about shoulder height, and then draw shoulder blades onto your back. Take a big breath into that space in between your shoulder blades. Now, whether you're at your eagle arms or a hug, take little tiny circles in one direction with your elbows. And little circles in the other direction. And then release your arms again out to that cactus place. And then cross right elbow over your left for the eagle arms, or if the hug feels better, that's okay too. But lift your elbows up to about where your shoulders are. And plug in with your shoulder blades. And then take a deep breath in between your shoulder blades. And then little circles in one direction. And little circles in the other direction. And then release your arms, and you can just rest your arms now so your hands can come to rest right against your sides. Take a big breath for a moment. We're going to come back to one more movement through our arms or shoulders, working through the rotator cuff here. Okay, arms reach overhead, and think of turning your palms toward each other, but even more so, turn your pinkies a little more inwards so you have that external arm bone rotation. Plug shoulder blades in onto your back, and now as you inhale, you're going to reach your arms up overhead, and you might touch thumbs to the ground. You might have to hover. Mine are not ready to touch the ground. Inhale, tone your belly to help you bring your arms back overhead. And then as you pause here, re-rotate. Turn your pinkies a little inward, but reach out through your fingertips, plug in with the shoulder blades. Inhale, arms overhead. Tone your belly to bring your arms back up. Pause, re-rotate, re-plug. Inhale, arms overhead. Pause, engage your core to help you bring your arms back up. And then go ahead and release your arms down. You can take your hands by your sides and just take a big breath into that space in between your shoulder blades and all along your spine. And now gently roll over to the side and push yourself up to your seat. And then you're going to move your bolster aside. And we're going to take our child's pose for a moment. And in this child's pose, you're welcome to come to a wide stance or a narrow stance with your knees, and then settle in, letting your head rest, and take a few moments here to move a little bit. Shift your hips, maybe move one arm and then the other arm a little further forward. Maybe let a little rotation happen over your forehead. And then gently push yourself back up to your seat. And we're going to come all the way back down onto our backs. And make sure your strap is handy. And the rest of your props as well. And as you pull your knees up into your chest, rock a couple times side to side. Just feel your back body. We just had it draping over something for a few minutes. So notice how it feels to have the floor there for support. And now set your right foot on the ground. Left knee stays into your chest. Use your left hand to help you open it up to the left side. And if you want to, you can extend your right leg all the way out against the ground. Flex both feet and move your left knee a little forward and back, keeping it open wide. Starting to work a little bit more into the hips here. Couple big breaths. And then bring it back into center. Give your knee a little squeeze. And just gently take it across your body to the right side, only as far as your left shoulder can stay on the ground. Big full breath and this little bit of a spinal twist. Then inhale back into center and set left foot down and bring your right knee into your chest. And again, if you want to, you can always set your left leg all the way down, but flex both feet and open your right knee up to the right side and start a little bit of forward and back movement. And now back into center with your knee and give it a squeeze. And then take your leg across your body to the left side. And again, only as far as your right shoulder can stay on the ground. So take a big, deep breath. Then inhale, come back into center. Both knees lift to your chest and open both of them wide. Hands on the insides of your knees, give your feet a flex. And then first move both knees forward and back. And then one knee forward, the other knee back, and then switching. So right knee forward, left knee back, left knee forward, right knee back. Allowing for that little bit of pivot to happen, movement to happen through the pelvis. And now bring your knees back into center and give them a squeeze. And again, rock a little side to side. Let your back body lengthen here. And now set left foot on the ground, right knee stays lifted. Take your strap and take it around the ball of your foot. And then extend your leg up long and straight as your body is ready for without locking your knee joint. And then holding onto the strap with your left hand, take your right thumb into your hip crease and give your hip crease a push. Give your thigh bone a little push so your whole leg rotates a little bit in the hip socket. Toes turning a little bit to the right side. Take a big deep breath. And again, here, if you would like to add that added length through your left leg, you can set it all the way on the ground. But if you do that, then rotate your inner thigh down so your toes turn up. And then pull from your left heel to your left hip socket to help even out your hips a little bit. Take one more full breath right here. And then just slightly take your leg across your body to the left side, keeping your right hip planted on the ground. Flex your foot and even stay pushing with your right thumb in your hip crease to create that space on your right side. And now bring your leg back into center and we're gonna bend our right knee, and you can use your strap here in your right hand if you want to move your knee toward the ground on the right side. So you have your left leg extended long, right knee in your happy baby pose. And from here, if you want, you can always hold on to the outside of your foot, or you can stay at the strap. I really like the strap option myself. So now tilt your pelvis, think of your sitting bones trying to move down, and take a big breath as you do a little resistance here, pushing up into the strap with your foot, pulling back down with the strap. And then gently release the strap, set both feet on the ground, and for a moment, drop your knees in together to touch. Hands come to your belly, or one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart, and take a deep breath. And now drawing your left knee in, you can extend your right leg all the way out against the ground here if you would like. Lasso your right foot, or your left foot rather, sorry, and extend your left leg up long. And hold on to the strap with your right hand, left thumb into your hip crease, and give your hip crease that push. Thigh bone pushes away, finding that rotation. Take a big deep breath. And if your leg is extended, if your bottom leg is extended, then remember, flex your foot, rotate inner thigh down, and pull in from heel to hip. And now just gently take your leg across your body to the right side. Left hip still stays down. And I like to stay pressing on my hip crease here to keep that length. Flex your foot, take a deep breath. And now gently back to center. Switching hands, take a hold of the strap with your left hand and begin to bend your knee so that your knee is moving toward the floor on your side. And if it feels best to you to take a hold of your foot, you're welcome to, or you can stay at your strap, your choice. Take a big deep breath and create that resistance. Push and pull and tilt your pelvis. And now gently release the strap, release your foot, set both feet on the ground. You can set the strap aside. And now if you would like to, you can set your bolster underneath your legs, underneath your hips, or if it felt really good to have it underneath your spine, you're welcome to go back to that place. You're gonna let your legs rest and your arms rest. Finding your Shavasana, finding that place where your body can settle and release. Begin to take a deeper breath. And move gently through fingers and toes. And as you're ready to, bend your knees, roll over to one side. And slowly push yourself back up to your seat. And connect hands together at heart center and take a moment here in your seat for a full big breath, allowing your heart space to be expanded. Have a very peaceful and beautiful day. Namaste.